Someone asked in the comments, why does God talk to you? I am an avatar of God, the Arcturians, Muhammad and Aisha, Krishna and Radha, and Matthew and Joan of Arc.
Aliens try communicating. Humans are too dumb to notice.
Support the making of a movie about Prophet Muhammad and Aisha.
Mediumship is the practice of mediating communication between spirits of the dead and living human beings. Practitioners are known as mediums or spirit mediums. There are several types of mediumships or spirit channeling. The practice is associated with spiritualism and spiritism. A similar New Age practice is channeling.
Greetings from the Arcturians, Prophet Muhammad, and Hazrat Aisha, Prophet Muhammad's wife, because that's who we are for Muslims. This is a message for Saleem, who is the host and director of first Pakistani paranormal reality TV show called Wo Kya Hai, and his team. And I'm being asked to mention Express News as well, because we know you're watching us. We know that Express News or someone from Express News is watching me, is watching us too now. Like, I've been getting this message for a while about Express News, but the Arcturians and Prophet Muhammad are asking me to actually mention it in this video message. So I'm mentioning it. This message is regarding the 100 years mystery of Shakuntala Devi that you recently did a paranormal reality TV show on. And I watched that one, and ever since I watched that show on Shakuntala Devi, I've been asked to basically solve that 100 years mystery for you. And as you know, that Kumari's spirit has been around me, and I've also done a couple of videos on Kumari for you in the past, and I'll add those 2 videos as an end screen at the end of this video, just to refresh your memory. And if anyone else would be interested in checking those videos out as well, you know, here on my channel. But yeah, so Kumari's spirit brought in Shakuntala Devi's spirit to me, so we can solve this 100 years mystery of Shakuntala Devi for you. Now, some of the message came through yesterday. The message from the spirit of Shakuntala Devi started coming through yesterday, though she's been, like, her spirit has been hanging around me, as I said, ever since I watched, you know, Shakuntala Devi's episodes on Saleem Diaries. on YouTube. And she's been wanting me to do this message for you ever since. So, but the message started, coming through yesterday while I was not in meditation, but just, doing something. And then the rest of the message came through this morning when I was sitting in meditation. So the spirit of Shakuntala Devi has been talking to me and has been telling me her story and what actually happened with her. And it doesn't sound like what you've been told and or what other people have been telling you or other people have been thinking happened. No, because Shakuntala Devi is telling me that it was a murder, not a suicide. So she's telling me that she did not commit suicide. She was murdered by her own husband. Okay, more information is coming through as I'm recording this video. I don't want it all getting mixed up, but then again, it's the same thing. So I'm being told, oh, okay. Both Kumari's spirit and Shakuntala Devi's spirit, they're both around me still. And right now, as I'm recording this video message, and Kumari is telling me her spirit is a jinn spirit, and Shakuntala Devi's spirit is also a jinn spirit. And for Muslims, this particular jinn spirit shows up or projects themselves as snakes, and I'm getting ifrit jinn with it. So that's the kind of spirit, or that's the jinn spirit we're talking about here. So Shakuntala Devi is an ifrit jinn spirit, was and is an ifrit jinn spirit. I'm saying was because, when she was incarnated into a human body, and now when she is disembodied, meaning she's just a spirit without a human body. And Kumari has the same kind of spirit, ifrit jinn spirit for Muslims. So I'm just looking at my notes just to refresh my memory, and so I don't miss anything out, because I was channeling this message earlier and I just wrote it down here. So just give me a second, please. Right, now I'm remembering when I was watching the show on Shakuntala Devi, there was a scene where you guys captured some movement and some footage. And I remember what I saw in that moment. I saw a female, a woman moving quite quickly, and she was wearing a sari. Indians wear saris, or Hindus wear saris, but that's what I saw when I was watching that particular scene. when, you know, where you captured some movement from the spirit of Shakuntala Devi. And yes, that was the spirit of Shakuntala Devi. She's confirming that. So you have captured her on camera, and you have that, you know, footage of her spirit moving around on camera. I mean, yes, it's very quick, but it's there. And as I said, I saw it, so I'm confirming too that yes, that was the spirit of Shakuntala Devi that you captured on footage. Now let's come back to the story of Shakuntala Devi and what really happened with her. Now, Shakuntala Devi's spirit is letting me know that, as I said earlier, it was not a suicide, it was murder. She did not commit suicide, she was murdered by her own husband. Why? Because she was having an affair at the time. And why was she having an affair? Because she was unhappy in her marriage and her husband was mistreating her a lot. And so she ended up having an affair. And when her husband found out about her affair, he was mad. He was furious. Shakuntala Devi's spirit is still around and telling me he was mad. He was actually furious and he wanted revenge. And so he started putting vinyl chloride. I think it's pronounced as vinyl, VINYL. So he started putting vinyl or vinyl chloride. It's a chemical, I think. I looked it up quickly on Google. So he started putting vinyl or vinyl chloride in her food, and he started poisoning her, because that's food poisoning. And so, you know, because he wanted revenge, so he took his revenge by poisoning her and killing her slowly over time, because we're talking about the long-term effects of vinyl chloride here through food poisoning. So he took his revenge by poisoning her through food poisoning and killing her slowly and painfully, because he wanted to see her suffer for what she's done, for what she's done to him, you know, the affair. And she died of cancer in the end, because vinyl chloride can give you cancer over time. You know, that's one of the effects of long-term exposure to vinyl chloride. So that's how she actually died in the end. She died of long-term exposure to vinyl chloride being put in her food, and, you know, through food poisoning. Yeah, through vinyl chloride, which, ended up giving her cancer long term, and that's how she died in the end. So, vinyl vinyl chloride was used in food to poison her, and her husband, killed her over time. And I looked up the effects of vinyl chloride, and I found out that chronic long-term exposure to vinyl chloride in humans can result in cancer. And that's what Shakuntala Devi is telling me, that she died of cancer in the end after long-term exposure to vinyl chloride through food poisoning. Done by her own husband. Her own husband killed her, murdered her, because he wanted revenge. So, that's the gist of the story there when it comes to Shakuntala Devi and what really happened with her and how she actually died or passed away. That's the gist of the story of Shakuntala Devi. Now, I'm also being told that Shakuntala Devi's husband was also the same kind of spirit, Ifrit jinn spirit for Muslims, because that's how Muslims know that particular spirit, or that's what Muslims call that particular jinn spirit. So her husband had the same Ifrit jinn spirit. Why am I getting on him? He was... what? He was an Ifrit jinn spirit incarnated in human form, in human body when he was alive, but I'm getting he also had an Ifrit jinn spirit attachment on him as well, on top of that. I'm getting a yes. Oh wow, okay, well that just came through just now. I'm channeling. Okay, it's still the spirit of Shakuntala Devi talking to me and giving me this detail as well right now. Okay, and I'm also being told that her husband's spirit is in hell, but the purgatory level of hell, which is Barzakh for Muslims. What? Okay, more information is being given to me by the spirit of Shakuntala Devi as I'm recording here. So I just needed a moment to figure out what she's trying to say to me and what she's trying to tell me right now. So her husband's spirit is in purgatory level of hell, because hell has different levels. Hell is Jahannam or Jahannam or Dozakh for Muslims. So her husband's spirit is in purgatory level of hell, which is Barzakh for Muslims, but he was taken to the fiery level of hell, which we call hellfire. He was taken to the fiery level of hell, and he was punished with fire for murdering her, for killing her, for murdering her in cold blood. Okay, so that's the message coming through right now. So that was his punishment. He was taken to the fiery level of hell to be punished with fire for killing her, for murdering her in cold blood. But he's hanging around in purgatory, which is Barzakh for Muslims now. Right. Okay. Yes. Okay, that was the gist of the story of Shakuntala Devi and the 100 years mystery of what really happened to her and how did she actually die. We've just solved it for you. We've just solved 100 years mystery for you here. Now, I was also, because Shakuntala Devi's spirit was telling me her story and telling me all of this, but then I was asking her, okay, if that's your story, then what is happening with the few girls who attempted suicide? And they were saying that, oh, Shakuntala Devi was calling them, and somehow, I don't know, she got them into some sort of a trance, and then these girls attempted suicide. I don't know if any of them actually died, but I think I remember from the TV show, from Sajjad Saleem's TV show, and Sajjad Saleem's diaries, your YouTube channel. What I remember is that you were saying that there were a few suicide attempts, like there were a few girls who attempted suicide. Now, I don't know if any of them actually died, but there were certainly a few suicide attempts by a few girls. So I was asking about that because I was like, okay, if this is your story, then what's going on with that? Who's doing that in your name? And why are they doing it in your name? Because why were the girls saying, oh, it's the spirit of Shakuntala Devi calling us, and then somehow they end up in some sort of a trance and attempt suicide? I was asking about that, and Shakuntala Devi is telling me that that's not her. That's not her spirit doing that. That's another spirit that's around there, who is also a female Ifrit jinn spirit, the same kind of spirit, but is jealous of Shakuntala Devi because Shakuntala Devi's spirit is popular around there. What was it? Was it a college or a university? I don't know. I'm remembering college. Or maybe it's a college and a university anyway. So it's this other female Ifrit jinn spirit who's been doing that to the girls there, but been doing it in Shakuntala Devi's name, or posing as, or projecting herself as Shakuntala Devi or Shakuntala Devi's spirit to ruin Shakuntala Devi's reputation, because this other female spirit is jealous of Shakuntala Devi and her popularity around there. And she will, like, this other female spirit will go to this kind of extreme, like, and I was like, but I guess even when the spirits are disembodied, meaning when they don't have a human body, or when they are not incarnated in a human body, I guess they would still have the same emotions of, jealousy and envy. Like, they can still hold those same emotions of jealousy, envy, anger, etc. So that's what I'm getting, is what's going on there with that particular scenario. And I was also getting, and I'm also being told that that's because, and also you did capture other voices around there too, especially around Shakuntala Devi's room area, which is, I don't know if you call that a hostel wing, Okay. Right, I'm still recording. My laptop just went blank. But anyway, so I was saying, you also captured and recorded other spirit voices around Shakuntala Devi's room and around that particular hostel wing in that particular area. And what I'm being told is that the reason for that is that there are other spirits around there other than Shakuntala Devi's spirit. There are other spirits around there because it's built on a graveyard site, or there was like a small graveyard there, or a small graveyard site there. Like it's built, or that particular area, that hostel wing or that area around Shakuntala Devi's room is built on like a small graveyard or a small graveyard site. That's why there are other spirits around there as well as Shakuntala Devi's spirit, but that's why there are other spirits around there as well. Okay? So that's your 100 years mystery solved on Shakuntala Devi or about Shakuntala Devi, and also regarding what else has been and is going on around that college or university, and that hostel wing of that college and university. So that's it for this message, and I'll add those couple of videos that I've done on Kumari, and they're here on my channel, but I'll add them as an end screen at the end of this video, so they'll pop up as an end screen at the end of this video for anyone who may be interested in checking them out as well. So are we done here? I'm getting a yes. So we're done here with this message. I hope that helps you, Sajjad, Saleem, and your team, and whoever's watching us from Express News. I mean, I am being given who is watching us from Express News, but I'm not gonna say who it is, because I'm being asked not to say who it is. So this is the end of this message here, so we'll leave it there. Take care. Over and out.